Well, tonight should have been about the game. We should have been obviously bringing you team news. We should have bringing you a live stream, a watch along for tonight's game between Rangers and Dundee at Dens Park. But instead, the game was postponed due to the appalling state of the Dens Park pitch. I mean, obviously Dundee have what's their fifth postponement of the season, and it's utterly pathetic that in the top flight of a major European league, we are having games postponed because it has rained. I mean, I've watched some of the interviews that have been given by Dundee officials. I mean, to have the club secretary blame global warming really is an absolute joke. I mean, I watched his interview on Twitter, and I'm sorry, but seriously, to say it's down to global warming is just utterly ridiculous. Considering that, like I said, 100 yards down the road, you have a pitch that is perfectly playable at Tannadice. You have park pitches in Dundee that are perfectly playable, and you have games taking place in Scotland tonight. And it is Donny Dens Park, which is more resembling of a cow field, down to the fact that their chairman has, rather than actually put money into the infrastructure and into his pitch, has put money into his loan players' pockets and not protected the interest of his fans or his stadium or the league. Utterly ridiculous. Now, the game has been rescheduled for Wednesday, the 17th of April, which is next week, which is before the Cup semi-final against Hearts on the 21st, which is not ideal at all, given the fact that it would have given Rangers a full week on the training pitch to prepare for that Hearts semi-final. In addition to that, obviously, what is the guarantee that if it's not going to rain next week and we're going to be in this same position again? Also, with the final pre-split fixture supposed to take part this weekend, now not able to, obviously will take place, but it will not be the final fixtures. Nothing will be decided. Teams like Motherwell, like Hibernian will still be left in limbo very much, depending on what the result is when Rangers take on Dundee and what will be the final pre-split fixture. An absolute joke from Dundee. Now, Rangers have issued a statement tonight to outline its position to the SPFL on the postponement of tonight's game, and the language that it uses is very strong indeed. It is clear from the language that is used in this statement that Rangers are exceptionally angry at the behaviour of Dundee Football Club and are exceptionally upset and frustrated at the repeated postponements of the game, and really outline how out of order and reputation damaging this postponement is. And that's one of the key things I think here. You know, we had a historic moment on Sunday where 44 million people watched Skies to watch the Old Firm game. You know, a game that drew people into Scottish football, a historic chance to, you know, to show and really market and showcase the game. And now tonight, a game that should have taken place is not taking place because a pitch is unplayable due to rain. Yet, like I've said before, 100 yards down the road at Tannadice, we have a perfectly acceptable pitch ready to play. We have park pitches in Dundee, okay to play. And we have games taking place in Scotland tonight. I said hilarious interviews as well on X, watching those tonight, seeing the Dundee club secretary blame global warming for the pitch for the game cancellation. I mean, I've heard it all now. I genuinely have. I mean, are you sure that he's not secretly working for Celtic with an excuse like that? And the Celtic fans are in overdrive tonight, saying that Dundee apparently wanted the game played last week, but because Rangers wanted a full week of preparation before the Old Firm, it wasn't played. Well, actually, that's a load of crap because the fixture date was decided by the SFA and Sky TV. So I think Celtic fans are talking absolute rubbish. No surprise there. They often do. But let's have a look at what the club have said, and then we'll obviously look at the language and what and how the club are going forward with this. And it is a very, very strong statement from Rangers, and I have to say I 100% back and agree with whoever wrote this statement, and the club as well. It says the negligence and unprofessionalism demonstrated by Dundee Football Club, where they have repeatedly breached SPFL rules, continues to have a damaging effect on the top professional league in this country. In a week where record TV viewing figures were recorded for a game in the competition, and this evening's game again due to be televised by Sky Sports, this episode is deeply embarrassing and has almost certainly been eminently avoidable. Rangers expects the SPFL to take proportionate and decisive action in accordance with its rules. The club will continue to make representations to them in the strongest possible manner. The club has been repeatedly putting forward solutions to the SPFL which have not been taken up. It has again proposed a solution to the preparation and execution of this rescheduled fixture and is awaiting a response from the SPFL. As things stand, the rescheduled match will be on Wednesday, the 17th of April at 8 p.m. The club considers this matter has been handled incorrectly throughout by both Dundee and the SPFL. At this time, we fully sympathise once again with our supporters, approximately 4,000 of whom were looking forward to attending tonight's game. Having already been left inconvenienced and out of pocket by the first postponement last month, it is entirely unacceptable and disrespectful on the part of Dundee FC to allow this situation to have developed again. That is the statement by Rangers tonight as to the postponement. Again, very, very, very strong language from the club. Now, if we look at that statement, we kind of unpick and unpack that statement just a little bit and talk about the language that has been used. And it is very powerful language that the club are using tonight. Calling Dundee negligent and unprofessional. I mean, one club to turn to another club and call it negligent and unprofessional is a serious allegation and is wholly true in what is said. And the fact that they have repeatedly breached SPFL rules as well. The club Rangers are saying that Dundee have repeatedly, breached these rules. I mean, these rules in terms of pitches. It is around the fact that the pitch must be in a fit and able state to actually play a game. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. It really genuinely is utterly ridiculous. Like I said on previous videos, that we are in a position where we have pitched in this top league that is unserviceable. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Utterly an absolute joke. Whichever team it is does have a duty of care to hold and maintain a pitch which is suitable for playing football game. It is just a joke. I mean, it's one of the rules it actually states this: each club shall provide, maintain and use in such a manner to ensure its efficient and effective operation adequate winter pitch protection systems. Such systems shall be fully utilised by the home club before any league match or playoff match where there is a reasonable possibility of the pitch otherwise being freezing or covered snow or ice. So there's obviously stuff around that. Pitch condition, here we go. Each club shall ensure that a field that is registered ground at any other ground at which its home club or league match or playoff match is in smooth and in good condition and repair and equipped with efficient and effective drainage systems so it cannot become unplayable due to flooding. This is a rule in the SPFL rulebook. This is not something I am making up. This is not something that Rangers are saying. This is something that is in the rulebook as founded by the SPFL. So it is clear that Dundee are in breach of that rule. That rule is rule H11.1 and H11.2 in the Scottish League, in the SPFL rulebook. So it is quite clear that they have breached those rules. They have breached SPFL rules, and therefore something has to be done about that. As a player who breaches rules in terms of his conduct on the field, when he gets sent off or club conduct is fined or suspended, the same thing needs to happen to Dundee. And Rangers are 100% accurate. Again, that part of the statement where they talk about the fact that, we've come off the back of 44 million people watching the Old Firm game, and it's been an excellent, advertisement for the game. And then this comes up, and we've gone from having a game that showed up Scottish football in such an excellent state, and then suddenly this game makes the league look like a joke again. And then the statement about global warming just often, just absolutely beggars belief. It really genuinely does. This part of the statement as well, where it says about, Rangers have put forward solutions which have been ignored by Dundee and the SPFL. And they've offered alternative solutions as well to make sure the game goes ahead in the future. Now, what these solutions are, it remains unknown. There are rumours circulating within the game amongst those in the know that one of the proposals that Rangers have put to the SPFL is that the game takes place at Ibrox next week to ensure that it goes ahead. Now, obviously, this needs to be organised sooner rather than later so that ticketing can be handled. And obviously, fans are able to buy tickets, particularly those away fans from Dundee. Or if not Ibrox, another stadium, a neutral venue such as Hampden apparently has also been put forward as well for the playing of this game. So although with the semi-finals coming up at the weekend, it's doubtful that the SFA would want to see Hampden used ahead of those two semi-finals, but another venue is a possibility. Look, there is no guarantee even that if this fixture is going to go ahead next week, because at the end of the day, look, what happens if it rains next week? You know, we're going to be back in the same position where it rains again, the pitch gets waterlogged again, it gets called off again. And in that case, then what do? You cannot continue to delay the split fixtures, because if you do that, you're going to impact the end of the season, which then impacts the cup final, which then impacts the national teams accessing their players for the Euros and so on. So, you know, the Dundee are putting the league and Rangers and their fans, in a very difficult position. I agree, like I said, wholeheartedly with what Rangers have said. It is 100% accurate, and also the fact that Dundee are breaching SPFL rules, and this is not the first time that Dundee have breached SPFL rules. This is the 5th time this season that SPFL rules have been breached by Dundee, but nothing has been done about it, and it is absolutely disgusting, disgraceful, and completely the wrong attitude of the SPFL, of the governing body, in terms of actually doing something about this. I mean, it's utterly ridiculous that in a professional league this can be allowed to happen. It just genuinely is utterly ridiculous. And the club statement is right. Dundee are negligent. They are unprofessional. I mean, like I said on the video earlier, you've got games down here where it's been raining solidly for about 2 or 3 weeks down here south of the border, and pretty badly in a lot of areas, yet no English top division games in the EPL or in the EFL Championship have been postponed. So it just absolutely beggars belief, and it is quite clear that the reason for these postponements are down not to global warming, as the club secretary of Dundee puts it, but down to the negligence of Dundee in maintaining a pitch. They have a legal responsibility under SPFL rules to maintain that pitch. And look, these are the rules. There are the rules, clear and in, black and white now. This is the actual rules as copied from the SPFL rule book for the league. And the rules I quoted to you. It's just a joke. They have breached rule H11.1. They have breached H11.2. What are the SPFL going to do about it? Do something. They've got to. And Rangers are right in calling for a proportionate response. If the SPFL are not going to award the game by walkover to Rangers, which theoretically they should, then surely switching the game to Ibrox and docking points from Dundee will be the best way forward of this. You've got to send a signal as a governing body that you are not prepared to have your rules flouted. And a negligent fine or a little naughty, don't do it again warning is not going to stop teams this from happening in the future. Dundee need to be told that this pitch needs to be substantially improved. I know they're looking to move grounds in the future, but for the moment, there is nothing in the pipeline. There'll be no new stadium next season. So to avoid this happening again next season, they need to take action and improve their playing surface, or be kicked out of the league. That is simple, absolutely simple. Well, guys, let me know what you think of Rangers' statement tonight. Like I said, I wholeheartedly agree with what they have said. Please, on the way, obviously smash the like, and as well, if you can, obviously subscribe to the channel. Remember, always, we are the people.